Hello, how you guys all doing today? I hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday. I hope you're all ready for that weekend. I know I am. Got some stuff going on. Very excited. Just can't wait to get this week over with. But I want to talk to you about what happened yesterday. So, our president, my man, not so much, but your president, my president as well, by association, Joe Biden, went ahead and signed the anti-Asian hate crime bill yesterday. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I didn't know that a bill like that was in place, but the fact that it's called the anti-Asian hate crime, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of like a slap in the face if you really think about it to the Asian community, because I don't know, they have been under a lot of scrutiny from the beginning of this pandemic because apparently whatever this virus is and wherever it came from, it was definitely around the area of China. So, as someone had stated before, China, China, China. Of course, it's kind of a lot of people are blaming China for this pandemic, which completely, I guess, if you think about it, makes sense. But let's take the pandemic out of the equation. Let's take, everything that's happened the past year out of the equation, minus a couple factors, because they've been going on a lot longer, I guess. But slavery, the whole BLM thing and the whole race riots thing for black people was pretty heavy, and I'm pretty sure we could have used some type of hate crime bill to stop us from, fucking up each other. But no one was thinking about that at the time. Everyone just kind of was like letting things happen, letting Chaz be built, letting, people get killed, letting murders happen. And I don't know, it was ridiculous. And now we're going to turn around and put an Asian hate crime law out, to try to stop Asian hate. I mean, I don't understand how that even is going to work. I love my Asian friends, and I love a good foreign film, and I read mangas, so I don't understand where all this hate is. It's obviously not, us normal people. It's the people that feel like they have the right to go out and just fuck up people because they're upset at, or they don't like how their lives are going, so they feel like they need to just take it out on everybody else. So that's pretty much who this bill applies to. It's just kind of funny though also because right after the BLM shit went down, you had the Mexicans going through their troubles with the kids in cages and stuff, and I knew it was only going to be a matter of time before Asians came into the mix. And of course they did, because some of them were jumped and killed and stuff, which is unfortunate, but I knew that something like that would eventually happen. And a lot of people were like, no, Asians are messed up. They're all smart and they got the money, and they're not worried about it. It's like, well, yeah, of course they do have the money and they do have a lot of resources and stuff because they worked at it. They've all, people from China and stuff, I mean, they do come out here with a lot of money and they do live very well lives, and it's not our fault, and it's definitely, it's not necessarily their fault. They've just been raised better. They've made better choices in life. I mean, I can't say I have $1 million, but shoot, if I could move from here to another country and then just set up shop and have my life be okay, obviously I made some good decisions here at home that would lead me into wherever I'm going. But yeah, and then back in the day, they were, Asians were wearing masks a lot, just for health, safety reasons of just, I mean, yeah, it looked kind of ridiculous sometimes, you'd be in the store or somewhere and they're just wearing a mask and you're just kind of like, you don't really think about it, but it's like, whatever. Whereas now, everybody's wearing masks, everyone's afraid to take masks off, even though the CDC just said that, you could take your masks off. They still are terrified. I don't get it, but it is what it is. But a lot of people made fun of him, and I totally just knew that something like this was going to happen. And it's just unfortunate that now, all this stuff's going on in China with their slavery as well, of like the Muslim Chinese people and stuff. And, that in its own is horrible. And it's like, we can't do anything about it, and we don't care necessarily, because now we're trying to stop Asian hate in our country, where we're not stopping Asian on Asian hate in other countries. I mean, of course, it's none of our business, but why are we going to protect people that are killing themselves in their country? I mean, it's kind of goes the same way with blacks, and African Americans. In Africa, slavery still goes on. People are still dying. And it's like, we don't really care, but, we should go back there because fuck white people and fuck the United States. It's like, okay, so you want to go, you would rather leave the country that you actually have it pretty well in. I mean, I'm a black man and I have it pretty decent. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not lavishing in cash and I don't have all these great, nice things that I can just show people, but I'm definitely not thinking about going back to Africa just because I don't like it here or I don't like the white man. It's just preposterous, so I'm pretty sure a lot of Chinese people possibly think the same thing. They're like, hey, shit's going on in China and, y'all are worried about stuff here and complaining about stuff here. What about my country, But I guess we're going to just pass a law where I'm safe now when I come here. So does that mean like everyone in China that's like hating their life in China can now come here safely? Is that what this is supposed to mean? Because I thought they were already coming here safely. They've been coming here safely. I've seen my city, if I wouldn't call it gentrification, so it hasn't been gentrified necessarily, but it has definitely went through ridiculous changes from when I was a kid to now because, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Taiwanese restaurants, businesses, and just shops are everywhere. They're set up everywhere, which is cool. I have nothing against it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that it's just kind of funny that now all of a sudden we're like, we need this bill in because I guess we put too much pressure on the Chinese people that we need to now protect them within our borders. Even though in their own country, they're literally killing each other and enslaving each other. We're just going to make sure that stuff in our house is good. Not in our house. I don't know what the BLM shit was about if that's the case, because I've never been in shackles. And I still am not, and I don't think I'm ever going to be unless I get arrested for something that I did that put me into the scenario where I then had chains on me, aka cuffs, but I have never had to deal with any type of hate from any race, thankfully, so I think that it would have been nice to have some type of bill put in place for us brothers and sisters to help us who are on both sides of the political spectrum to not have so much hate towards each other, because there's a lot more hate between all races and all genders right now in the United States than there are with just Asians. I know that Asians are the prime subject because of the virus, but at the same time there's so much other shit going on, and it's like, it's not even funny how ridiculous it is for them to come out and say, oh, we spoke to the people, the Chinese people, and they said that they felt invisible. And it's like, wait, how? I mean, I guess they felt invisible because we were so worried about the BLM stuff, and then we were worried about the Mexicans and the kids in cages, and then when Asians started dying, we were like, well, shit, who's next on? Right, Asians are persecuted too in the U.S. All right, Asians are up, order up. I don't know. I'm not making fun of it, but it's just, it seems ridiculous, and I wish you would have just said, the anti-hate crime bill. That would have been perfect. Just anti-hate. You don't even have to put Asians in there. Just anti-hate. Anybody who doesn't want to hate anybody will understand and be like, all right, I'm for that. Not just like, oh, Asian hate? Shit. All right, well, I won't hate Asians, but I guess I can hate the Mexicans, the blacks, and definitely the whites. So I guess that's where I want to end this little rant of a video on, is that I know the white people are right around the corner. It's just it's only going to be a matter of time, and the Craig Lee Lawrence experience said it first. The white man will get his reparations, guaranteed, for everything that happened in 2020 or everything that happened in 2021. Give it like 5 more years, maybe 10 more years of just all this race shit going on, and movies failing, and people trying to come out and say that, oh, I'm for this and we need to change this, and I'm non-binary and I care about the Asian people and we all need to be like that. It's like, all right, but like, what are you doing about everything else? Do you even... personally, I don't really follow the BLM. I didn't support it. But I mean, they're quiet. And everyone said that, oh, Black Lives Matter, BLM means everybody matters. Even though you can't say all lives matter, BLM meant all lives mattered. So I thought that would have implied Asians matter too, because people were saying, oh yeah, the Asians matter too. Like it's all wrapped in BLM. But, the problem with having something with a certain color or demographic attached to it is usually that demographic really takes the center take center attention. So it doesn't matter if you say that all lives matter in the phrase BLM, Black Lives Matter. That's why you don't like saying all lives matter, because you think it's like it's disrespectful or whatever. It still doesn't change the fact that Asians were still being persecuted during the time of the BLM riots. So it's just kind of funny that, like, all right, well, what the fuck? Why don't all lives matter if that's the case? You might as well have just said all lives matter instead of making it a big fucking deal. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, check it out. It's all over Twitter. It's all over Google right now. Biden signed it. The anti-Asian hate crime bill just passed. It's like a 342 to 40 vote or something. It is crazy that the vote was insane. So that bill is passed on. So make sure, you protect your Asian neighbors. I do. I love my Asian friends, and I love my Asian neighbors. I have a few of them, and some of them I have cigarettes with every once in a while. It's nice to sit outside and talk about Audis and, my Scion and just how life's going, because they've got beautiful cars. But yeah, so take care of your Asian neighbors, take care of your Asian friends. Let them know that this bill means nothing to you. This bill means absolutely nothing. We should stop all hate. Not just Asian hate, not just black hate, not just Mexican hate. All hate, including the white man, because some of these white people they don't deserve to get any of this bullshit put on them, because they're normal people, their family are good people, or their family have never had any problems with any other race, or they've never had slaves in their history. I've had slavery in my family. I've had my great grandparents or great grandparents or whatever were slaves. So I do have slavery in my family, but that doesn't mean that I hate all white people and that I feel like change needs to happen now. I just feel like we've gotten better to where we were in the 70s and 60s and I guess 80s, maybe even 90s. We're a lot better than we were. So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. This has been the Craig Lee Launch Experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, share it, have some fun with it. Let everybody know that to just stop all the hate. I have nothing but love. Bam. See, I got my Mushu shirt. Mulan. The live action sucked, but the animated movie was the best. It was one of my favorite. So, that's a whole nother rant. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend.